Well, hello, everybody, and good day. Thank you so much for joining us for the MLA Talktime series. We'll be coming your way with episode 5 in just about 10 minutes. Feel free to say hello to us on the Zoom webinar chat feature. Once again, we love to know where you're from. We love to know what time is it, where you're calling in from, where you are, and how you've been doing a little bit. So chat it up with us. We'll be joining you back here, Tanya and myself, with episode 5 of MLA Talktime, The Wonderful World of Words, coming your way in just about 10 minutes.
Skies blue, clouds are white, bright sunny days, dark secret nights, and I feel myself.
Good morning, everyone.
While watch them grow, they'll learn much more than I ever knew, and I feel to myself. Yes, I think to myself.
Well, that's a great message. Good day, everybody, once again. Thank you so much for taking a part of your day to join the MLA Talktime webinar series. We're going to be coming to you live in a few minutes here. Until that time, we invite you to sit back and relax. Join us in the chat today. You can tell us hello, tell us where you're joining us from. What time is it, where you are locally, if you're joining us with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. And Tanya and I will be right back with you to start our MLA Talktime series in just a few minutes. Is that tea, Tanya?
Well, that's the little gossip. What does everyone think? Is it tea or coffee? Please feel free to put your posts, your little comments down in our little chat room. We're more than happy to chat in there while you're waiting. I'm posting a few little messages as well, so please do have a little chat with us.
See, Tanya, I know you too well. I think it's vodka. All right, guys, we'll be back with you to start our Talktime webinar series in just a few minutes.
Homegrown alligator, see you later. Gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. The sun ain't changing the atmosphere, architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. South of the equator, navigator, gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. 2,000 round the clock, bikini bottoms, lager tops, get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green, skip around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. We got two in the front, two in the back, sailing along, and we don't look back. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone, someone.
Well, hello, everybody, and good day once again. Thank you so much for sharing a part of your day with MLA Move Language Ahead. We're going to be coming your way in just a few more minutes here with our next episode of MLA Talktime, our free teacher training webinar series that's helping you guys prepare for your digital lessons during this unusual time. So we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Once again, we invite you to join us in the Zoom webinar chat. Just say good morning to us. Let us know where you're calling in from, the time where it is, and Tanya always likes to know what you're drinking today.
Yes.
So let us know in the chat.
Yes, it's actually coffee today. I'm actually having an after lunch coffee. So it is coffee today. How about all of you? Are you having a drink, tea, coffee? Hello, Anna. Hello, everybody. So nice to see you on here as well. And so lovely to see your comments on here. So please do chat to us as we're waiting.
And that last song was the MLA Summer Song 2018. It was Shotgun by Isaac Ezra. And coming your way now is our Summer 2019 Summer Song, Hero.
Things I wanna say the most. Find a little bit of steady as I get close. Find a balance in the middle of the chaos. Semi-lost, semi-high, semi-never, demigod. I remember walking in the cold of November, hoping that I'll make it to the end of December. 27 years in the end of my mind, but holding to the thought of another time. But looking through the ways of the ones before me, looking through the path of the young and lonely. I don't wanna hear about what you do. I don't wanna do it just to do it for you. Hello, hello, let me tell you what it's like to be a zero. Let me show you what it's like to always feel like I'm empty and there's nothing really real. I'm looking for a way out. Hello, let me tell you what it's like to be a zero. Let me show you what it's like to never feel like I'm good enough for anything that's real. I'm looking for a way out. I know how to tell you how I wanna run away. I understand it always makes you feel a certain way. I find a balance in the middle of the chaos. Semi-up, semi-down, semi-never, demigod. I remember walking in the heat of the summer, wide out one with the marvel of wonder. 27 years and I've nothing to show. Falling from the dove, keep the dark with the gold. Looking through the ways of the ones before me, looking through the path of the young and lonely. I don't wanna hear about what to do, no. I don't wanna do it just to do it for you. Hello, let me tell you what it's like to be a zero. Let me show you what it's like to always feel like I'm empty and there's nothing really real. I'm looking for a way out. Hello, let me it's like to be a zero, zero. Let me show you what it's like to never feel, feel like I'm good enough for anything that's real, real. I'm looking for the way out. Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. Maybe you the same as me. Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. Say the truth will set you free. Hello, let me tell you what it's like to be a zero, zero. Let me show you what it's like to always feel, feel like I'm empty and there's nothing really real, real. I'm looking for the way out. Hello, let me tell you what it's like to be a zero, zero. Let me show you what it's like to never feel, feel like I'm good enough for anything that's real, real. I'm looking for the way out.
Well, hello, everybody, and good day. Thanks once again for joining us, MLA Move Language Ahead, for our 5th episode of MLA Talk Time. It's the webinar series that is giving free teacher training courses to you and yours all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you've attended one of our MLA Talk Time series in the past, welcome back. And if it's the first one of our Talk Time series that you're joining us today, thank you so much for choosing to spend a part of your day with us. We hope that you will find these episodes quite helpful. So we'll go ahead and get started here. It's just a little bit now after 9 o'clock my local time, and I'm talking to you from Baltimore, Maryland. My name is Carson Langenfelder. I'm the COO of MLA Move Language Ahead, and joining me today is also Tanya Marquez. Good morning, Tanya.
Hi everybody, welcome. Yes, I'm here in London. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at the moment. It's an extremely sunny day, and we've had some lovely weather and a little bit of rain. And I was actually drinking coffee. I don't drink vodka, funnily enough. I like a nice glass of wine. So I definitely love drinking wine. Wine's a lovely thing, but that's it later in the afternoon, everyone. So welcome everybody. We're really looking forward to you joining us today. So shall we move into the next session, Carson, and start to begin just covering some of our agenda and our aims today?
Yeah, let's go for it. So on the agenda today, we have first, a reader lives 1,000 lives. Tanya, you want to go ahead and explain that?
Yes, so this was a quote that I found actually online, and I just wanted to get some feeling from all of you actually out there today. And how do you interpret that meaning, that a reader lives 1,000 lives? Please feel free to just type a little comment into the chat for us today. I myself am a huge reader. I love books, I love reading. I would assume that the majority of you being language teachers also enjoy reading. So please do feel free to tell us anything in the chat today. Within stories and novels, you can find different types of lives, from Anthony. Yes, you enter and live every single story that you read.
And then Tina says, when you read, you make experiences of many situations.
It's great, yes. You can share other people's lives, and you can also perceive things differently through their eyes, which I think literature and books and stories are an amazing resource for us to use and to utilize more in our lessons. Does anybody actually know who this quote comes from? Please feel free to type in if you know who this quote is from.
Or raise your hand.
Googling it.
Well, you can also raise your hand today. To be fair, I didn't know who it was from either. We had to look it up.
Yeah. I found
Mark
it, I
Twain,
really
that's a
like
good answer. We have Oscar Wilde coming in. We have Mark Twain coming in.
it.
Lots of good guesses for
Really
sure.
good guesses. But I will actually tell you that this person is still alive. Quite interesting with some of the quotes that we find. A lot of them have actually passed away, but this one is actually still alive. He is American, and it is a gentleman, ladies and gentlemen. It is actually probably not someone as famous or as well recognized. Yes, George Martin. Sylvia, you are the winner.
Way to go, Sylvia. Good answer there. I hope that you knew that. You didn't look that up. No cheating today.
No, we trust Sylvia. We don't think for a second that anybody Googled that.
There we go.
So again, I think, you know, that it's a wonderful quote, and it's something that we can take, that we can use about reading and send to our students as well. So in today's talk time, we would like to look at some suggestions that you can use for pre-reading tasks. And again, that you can actually do for reading tasks with your students that are easy to set up and to use. Every focus is aimed at keeping students' attention. And I know that this is a high priority for most of you. And again, at the end, we will recap and review everything. So there are aims. And today what we'd like to do is begin with meeting the team, myself and Carson. I'd just like to know from all of you to begin with, what actually is your favorite book? Who has a favorite book out there? Please tell me. Carson, how about yourself while we're waiting for everybody to fiercely type in? Shantarama, the first one that has come up. Wow, I have to say that is one of the best all-time books ever written. Carson, how about you? Favorite book?
Yeah, so I have a favorite childhood book. It's the book that holds the most memories for me. I remember reading this when I was in school, and then I remember my mother reading this to me too growing up, but it was Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. So that's a book that holds a lot of really good memories to me. But currently I'm reading a book which is Mamba Mentality. It is the autobiography of Kobe Bryant, you know, who tragically just passed away, big time NBA basketball superstar. So, but the most memories I have is E.B. White growing up, and he wrote some fabulous children's book, Trumpet of the Swan, to name a few. So really great author.
Great. I mean, literature, books, reading, there's lots of some fantastic stories coming through here by so many different panelists today. You know, for myself, actually, it's a British writer, his Dark Materials. I'm not sure if any of you have seen or read the book, but also there's a BBC series that has just been created that sits alongside the book. So I think literature and stories and books and reading also work really well with film, with cinema, with TV series. So there's so much work and language in there that we can extract for our lessons. How could anybody not love Shakespeare?
There's
Some of the
other
most
great things
famous
in here too. There's Winnie the Pooh has been mentioned. 1984. What a great book. Really pertinent too, I think. And then Lord of the Flies. I remember Lord of the Flies too when I was in school. So another great book.
Yes, there's some great stories coming through there and reading. And just to kind of, you know, would like you just to maybe raise your little hand a little bit. If you can, raise your digital hand and just get involved and tell us a little bit about the talk times that you've actually joined with us before. So have you previously joined our previous talk time series? So please, we have somebody do with Carson?
Yeah, we do. We have Takima here. We've gone ahead and unmuted your microphone here. You can join us live on Talk Time. Hi, can you hear us? Let's try also, we'll try to get Primo Levia on the phone as well. Go ahead and unmute your microphone and you can join us live here on the Talk Time. And we'll try also Francesca. Francesca, see if you can join us by unmuting your microphone today.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Francesca. How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
Good. Have you joined us before on the Talk Time webinar series?
Yes, just one.
Okay, fantastic. Well, welcome back. What's the name of your favorite book?
My favorite book was one by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. The theme was the story of a family about 100 years.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, Francesca. I agree. Amazing, amazing writer.
Yes.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you coming back today.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm assuming it was a pleasure.
I think it was. So here we go. So let's move on here to what we're going to do.
Before we do, actually, very quickly, if we can just go back really quickly, Carson, one thing that I really want to get from all of you today while I can is other topics. I mean, we have a lot of you now, so just please feel free to put into chat, you know, what other things would you like? You know, I can produce anything for you academically that you would like to develop in your lessons with your students. So please tell us, really important for me and for Carson, that we're delivering these things based on what you want with, you know, that you want to develop with your children. So tell us what other topics, skills, areas of teaching that you would like us to bring to life for you in our Talk Time series. So please type away in there at the moment, get busy on chat, and feel free to type in some messages. I will have a look.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tanya, because today's topic, the wonderful world of words, which is a topic about reading and pre-reading exercises, came directly from one of our attendees in the past. So we are really here to help you guys during this period, coming up with content and some teacher training for your own professional development. So please let us know what we can help you with, you know, during this time, and we will do our best to pull our resources together to give you these webinar series specifically focused on what your needs are. All right, lots of good things also coming in here onto the chat. So thank you very much.
Yes, and I'm also making a note of all of these things, and then Carson and I get to discuss them afterwards and put together, you know, something based on what you want and your needs. So really good for us. Please feel free at any time to type in and to let us know, or after the webinar. And just to let you all know that you will get these slides after the webinar is finished, so you can take them and use any of those ideas with your students. So again, I'd just like to do a little bit of digital hand raising here based on the topic of reading. Do you set pre-reading tasks for students, either in your regular classrooms or online? And what kind of reading tasks do you do? So tell us a little bit about what you currently do, please. And I believe we have somebody already. Woohoo, great.
Yeah, we do. We have Patrizia. Patrizia, you can unmute your microphone. Hi, Patrizia. But we also have somebody else joining us today. Help me pronounce your name, please. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. What's your name?
My name is Artem.
Artel. Thank you, Artel. Thanks for joining us on Talk Time. Tell us about what you do with your students for setting the pre-reading tasks.
Well, before any kind of reading, I usually discuss some particular topics with my students connected to the kind of reading we're going to do, like in advance. So it's either connected to the genre of reading, or you know, basically asking the students about what kind of reading do they prefer doing, what kind of atmosphere they prefer reading, or giving some extracts from the book, and you know, trying to maybe analyze this and ask about their opinion on, or something like that. So definitely some time for, you know, discussion usually.
Fantastic.
Wonderful, Artel. Thank you. Where are you joining us from today?
I'm actually from Minsk, Belarus.
From Minsk and Belarus. Wow, thank you so much. We love having you with us.
Yes, nice to have a gentleman as well. I will keep my ladies and gentlemen going as well. So really good to have a gentleman. Thank you very much. And a very interesting point that you mentioned there. So some more, please. Some more, great.
Yeah. Hi, Patrizia. Can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Patrizia. Good morning. Are you joining us from Italy today?
Yeah, it is good here. Even if there are a lot of things that doesn't work. Anyway, I would like to ask you if there is any connection in pre-reading activity and acting, as I think that acting can be a useful mean to join the attention of students. What do you think about this?
I don't know, Tanya, what do you think about acting as being a useful pre-reading exercise? You're our resident actor.
And do you know what, actually, it's a really good point, Patricia, because later on, one of the suggestions is about how we connect things like acting, film, media with reading, and some pre-reading tasks. So I think that point is very prevalent and is going to come through more as we get to the end. So really nice suggestion there. And I will mention that later again, Patricia, okay? So thank you.
And now we have Natalia with us. Natalia, what kind of reading tasks do you do inside of your lessons? Natalia, can you hear us? No, maybe Natalia is having some technical difficulties. All right, so let's see if we'll go ahead and move on then from Natalia. We'll see if we can get that fixed.
Thank you very much for your suggestions, everybody. And I think, obviously, I know I'm talking to other language teachers. So some really key things there that you're going to see that I've suggested for us to do later. So we're going to move on and have a look at the idea of pre-reading, some of the things that you said, actually. Grammar and vocabulary, and being a key one, actually, for some input. And one of the things I've put here is parts of speech. Now, there's some dispute between grammarians. Maybe you would dispute this as well, all these wonderful language teachers out there. How many different parts of speech are there? Now, in the UK, we say, or within my master's that we did when we studied syntax and language, we were told 9, and we were fixed on the 9 parts of speech. There is some dispute. Other people tried to get another one in, but we say 9 parts of speech in total. This is something that we are going to look at a little bit today. I'll test you because you are language teachers, so you should know this. But at the end, we'll give you the different parts of speech with examples and a little explanation. So you can take that and use that with your students. Really good pre-reading tasks as well. As always, activating interest in topic, which you mentioned again, so key, whatever topic we're focusing on or aspect, that's a great opportunity to start to generate interest. Keeping students' attention, key focus, just like I hope I've got all of your attention, and developing all of the skills with reading. Now, there are various different skills in reading. Does anybody know them before we move to the next slide, actually? Anybody feel confident there in their little chat function to tell us one of the reading skills? Please go ahead.
So we have comprehension down as one of the ideas. Skimming and scanning, way to go, Jonathan. He's already ahead of us. Inference, reading comprehension. Lots of comprehension coming in now.
Lots of comprehension. Now, really important that we understand some of those reading skills that we're going to have a look at in the next slide. So hold on to those points and let's have a look. Now, as I said, if you can't read this, you will get these slides at the end. So again, reading is a receptive skill, the information that is coming into us. Does anybody know the other skill? Reading and listening. So actually, listening is coming in this way, and reading is coming in not through our hearing, but through our sight. So these receptive skills of this language coming in are all around us, wherever we go within the world. So again, these receptive skills are really important, that we're absorbing that language that is coming into us. It's an active skill. It's actively coming into us. Similar to reading, some of the skills and sub-skills overlap. So some of these things you can do with listening as well. Again, with reading, it really is the ability to be able to decode words, letters, grammar structures, meaning as well. So again, lots of different things in there that we can do. I love the fact that some of you mentioned skimming and scanning. Now, these do get mixed up by people when they're using them, and really understanding. We're going to practice one. Actually, we're going to test you on one today, okay? And show you something that you can do with your students. It's lots of fun and really easy to do. Detailed reading. I mean, I'm sure that we do that a lot when we're reading a book. Much more challenging in a second language to enjoy reading. The really, really difficult area, but there's lots of things that we can do. Okay. Reading aloud. You know, this is really good. Speeches, lectures. These are key skills that actually help. They combine together the receptive skill and also the other skills that are coming out of us. Words, grammar, functions, all little things that we can do within there. Grammar features, word endings are a very, very important part within reading. Discourse markers, again, used for speaking, very connected with reading and with writing. And understanding the tone of the writer. You know, it's not just the words on the paper. Sometimes there's a subliminal meaning within a text. So I think, you know, as our kids develop, you know, more confidence with reading in a second language, they start to get that tone of the writer. British writers can be quite dry and sarcastic, quite difficult to pick up on humour, but in literature easier sometimes. And again, paraphrasing text. So lots of things there that you can play with and you can learn with. So there's lots of great comments that have been coming through from all of you as well so far.
All right, so should we move on to our first test today?
Yes, let's move on. So everyone ready to have a go and have a look at one of those decoding areas that I really want to pick up on a little bit today. One of my favorite lessons to do as a pre-reading task, as a lesson, so much you can do with this. The ability to decode. Now this is a poem by William. I've only taken 2 lines, really simple to test you all today. We have our 4 words. Are these real words?
I don't think
so. Anything? There's already lots of guesses coming through from the writer, so that's great. Real words. Windaboo, Sugarboo, Flybaroo, and Tickletoo. No, they are not real words. Fantastic. Carson, would you like to maybe read this wonderful poem for everybody?
Oh, Tanya, it would be my pleasure. So here we go. A poem by William Blank. To Winaboo the Sugarboo in a Flyarboo of sand, and a heaven in a Tickletoo flower.
Now, our 4 different made-up words here are parts of speech, but are also different words. So I'd like you all, while you're sitting there, to decide, number 1, Windaboo, verb, noun, adjective, adverb, conjunction. What part of speech is number 1? Feel free to chat. Oh, language teachers, I'm impressed. Very good from everybody there is on it. Look at this. This is impressive. Yes, I think we can happily not say too much, but kind of be impressed by number 1. How about number 2? What are we saying with number 2?
Wow.
They're flying ahead. That's it. I would expect this. I mean, these are our language teachers, so we would be expecting all these answers to be 100% correct. And how about number 3? Some conflict coming through in number 3, actually. I think I might have to all set you a grammar test for next week, everybody. And let's move on to number 4. What do we think number 4 is?
I think we can trick them up in number 4 here. Let's see.
Let's see. They're coming through a bit stronger there. Oh.
A little bit.
A little bit. Great. Okay, so let's go back then and have some guesses from you. What we'd like you to do is think, okay, you've done the part of speech. Fantastic. What words do you think that they could be? So we're doing a kind of talking around words here, decoding. We know the part of speech. What word do we think it is? So again, I see some hand raising, which is great. Yes, Carson, let's go.
Yeah, so if you want to raise your hand and you want to try to give it a go at decoding the poem today, go ahead and raise your hand. We'll unmute your microphone and you can join us here live on the MLA Talktime. So we'll wait on some people here. We've got Emanuele on here. Emanuele, can you unmute your microphone? Nope. Anybody else want to raise their hand and take a stab at decoding today's poem?
And I'm really enjoying all of your little chat, everybody. It's just so fantastic. It's lovely to see that language coming through. It really is.
A lot of shy people today, Tanya. I don't have many volunteers raising their hand.
Okay, you see, I mean, it's a tricky
Here we
one
go.
to fill in those words.
We have Chintzia now. Let's see if Chintzia can unmute her microphone and she can join us live on TalkTime. Hi, Chintzia. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi there. All right. Thanks for being
Hi.
here.
I just remember part of this extract of a poem is to see the word in a grain of sand and the heaven in a, and that word is missing before flower actually.
Okay.
Okay, but very good. So that's a good start at the top. Thanks for trying, Chintzia. We appreciate you coming in.
Yeah. Yes, great. Well done, Chintzia. Very, very good.
We have also Emanuele right now. Let's try that again here. And then we'll also get Elisabetta on if she can join us as well. We'll give them both a shot here. So just unmute your microphone, ladies, and we'll see if we can get you to join us live here on TalkTime. It looks like Elisabetta is with us. Hi there, Elisabetta.
Hi.
So why don't you give it a shot?
Good. No, I don't know what to say about the second part of the sentence because Cinzia has already completed the first part. So maybe I thought of an adjective like, I don't know, little flower, or sunflower, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, it's all about guessing actually, and it's a good one to play around with the words there. So fantastic. And
Thanks
yes,
so much.
you already did the first line, so of course it's a bit challenging.
And we're going to try our last volunteer here. We're going to get Claudia on with us. Hi, Claudia.
Hi.
All right, Claudia, why don't you go ahead and try to decode this sentence for us?
It's actually been written already on the chat. Anyway, I was guessing beautiful flower.
A beautiful flower. So another descriptive word. Wonderful. Thanks so much, Claudia. We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for putting all your hands up and participating. Again, I think we'll move on and we'll show you the answers. Again, so you can see all of the different words. And again, a wild flower. So that adjective again can be replaced in so many different ways. It is by William Blake. And I believe the words that we eliminated and we changed, you can play with, you can rewrite in so many different ways. 2 simple lines with decoding some of the language and helping students develop the ability to look around a word to guess its meaning. So again, a really good reading skill to develop in many different ways. A short, simple pre-reading task can help achieve that. And it can be so much fun. You can also develop synonyms for the words that you have given. So they replace it, make it more interesting, less interesting, angry, use the tone within the text to develop it however you want. So I hope that you have some good ideas there in the ability to decode. I felt that this poem was quite relevant maybe in today's world, and to hopefully, you know, give us a little bit of thoughts. So many different things that you can do with this kind of lesson.
So Tanya, just to recap this lesson for when you want to do this for your students, not only do you want them to try to put in the words, but you also want them to try to guess the parts of speech. And I'm also assuming that you can do this with things like song lyrics or parts of a book. It doesn't have to be poetry. Is that correct?
Exactly, with everything and with anything that has a written text to it. It depends what your focus of your lesson is, if it's a specific topic, if it's a specific kind of language that you wish to focus on. I think it can be used in so many different ways. It's something that we do, and I've always done with children, adults, all different ages, and they always enjoy it and get competitive, make it a race, make it a competition. So many different things you can do. I've picked something that obviously by William Blake, so some of you may have already known it. I did expect one or two of you to know it. But again, it depends on what your texts are with your children. So I really hope that that is a useful lesson for you to use. Please use it, and please let us know how it goes as well.
All right, so here we go. So now we're going to do our second exercise today, which is going to come to scanning the text. So this goes back to one of those ideas that we talked about before about the skimming and scanning text and trying to come up with things. So we're going to go ahead on the next screen. We're going to flash up some screen grabs of something from called, is it called Train? What's the website, Tanya? Train charting?
Oh yes, so this is from Trainline. Trainline, where I book all my tickets to travel around the country, move around, and I have it as an app on my phone. Really helpful, really easy, and very useful.
Yeah, so now if you're going to join us today on your mobile phone, don't worry, because once again, we will send out all of these slides on a PDF format after the presentation. So you'll be able to see this in a much bigger format. And hopefully when you're doing this exercise with your students, they'll see it on their computer screens as well. Okay, but here are the 4 questions that we want you to be able to scan the text and be able to answer. Number 1, where is the train going? Number 2, what time does the last train leave? Number 3, what is the fastest time between the 2 destinations? And the last question we would love for you to scan and find out is how often does the train leave from London King's Cross? All right, so we're going to go ahead now onto our next screen where you're going to see the screenshots from the Trainline system. We want you to scan the text and try to find the answers to these 4 questions. We're going to give you just 15 seconds, okay? Here we go. All right, 15 seconds goes by really quickly. So here we are. So now we've gone through that exercise. What I'd like you to do now is if you want to raise your hand and let's try to answer the first question. See if we can get people to raise their hand here and join us on the Talk Time series. Okay, Roberta, let's see, you're on. Go ahead and unmute your microphone, Roberta.
Hi, everyone.
Hi there. Can you tell us the answer to number 1? Where is the train going today?
The train is going to Edinburgh.
Okay, that was too easy. So I'm going to put you on the spot and I'm going to go.
I have to stop there for a second, Carson. My apologies. Where is the train going? What is the name of that location?
Oh, dear me.
I knew it, Roberta. Do you know, this is one of the most mispronounced places internationally. It is Edinburgh.
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 Very
All
good.
right.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Okay, good. I think we'll do a pronunciation with that one, but okay, sorry, I had to. We always have to do that little test with that name, okay.
Always a teacher, you know? So, all right, Roberta, what about, let's try number 2. Do you know what time does the last train leave the station? What did you find out there?
At 10:30.
Okay, 10:30. All right. We'll see you in just one screen. Thanks for joining us, Roberta. We appreciate you coming on today. All right, who else do we have here today that wants to try to answer something here? We have Lela as well. Hi, Lela, good morning. Go ahead and unmute your microphone if you're able to, and you can join us here. We also have another friend joining us. It looks like a Russian name. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Hi, how are you?
Hello, glad to see you. My name is Tanya. So the same name with our respectful Tanya Marquez.
Welcome, Tanya.
My heart's beating for you, my fellow Tanya.
Yeah.
Where are you joining us from, Tanya?
I'm from Brest, that is in Belarus.
In Belarus, okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Let's go on to number 3. Do you know what is the fastest time between the 2 stations?
I guess it was 5 and something. Actually, I wanted to answer the second question. It was 7:30 p.m.
7:30 p.m. was what you found in your skimming exercise for number 2. Okay, very good. I appreciate that, and thanks for joining us from Belarus, Tanya.
Thank you.
Coming on with us today. All right, and did I see, is Lela able to come on today for one of the questions?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Actually, I don't know the answer to the third question.
Okay,
I
what
couldn't
about number
find it.
4? Were you able to skim the answer for number 4? How often does the train leave from King's Cross?
1 hour, maybe.
1 hour. Okay.
Every 1 hour. Sorry.
Every hour. All right. Very good, Lela. Thank you so much. And Lela, you're calling in from where today? Oh, I think Lela has left us already, so that's no problem. Well, we appreciate all of our friends all over the world for joining us today. So let's see if we can go on now. There's been lots of good answers that have been inside of the chat function here. So let's see where we can decode those answers. So there we are. So the question number 1 was, where is the train going? And the answer to that question was Edinburgh. How did I do, Tanya? How was
that was pretty good, Carson. Yeah, great.
Edinburgh.
Good pronunciation. Love it.
All right, perfect. So then the question for number 2 that we were looking to skim was, what time does the last train leave the station? And if you see in the upper left-hand corner there, the last train is leaving at 19:30, or as our attendee correctly guessed, that was 7:30. So 7:30 p.m. was the answer for that. Our question number 3 seemed to get a couple people tripped up. And that was, what is the fastest time between the 2 destinations? And that was going to be on the right-hand top side under the journey information section. So the fastest time was 4 hours and 16 minutes. So that was a really good guess, 5 hours, but I think it was just a guess. I don't think that we actually skimmed that. But 4 hours and 16 minutes under the fastest time. And then the last question that I don't think a lot of people had a chance to skim and to see, but inside of the text there was, how often does the train leave from London King's Cross? And the train is leaving every 30 minutes. So here's a great exercise again in skimming, letting students be able to pick out those parts. This exercise can be done again, not only with something like this, a screenshot, but you could do this with a menu from a restaurant. You could do this with a brochure of an attraction that students were able to get, or anything, any type of a paper, a piece of mail that they were able to get inside of their home that they can find. So this exercise can be applied to many different areas and fields across the EFL spectrum. So hopefully you can use this exercise here with your students.
Yeah, and this is really important reading skill because it's developing speed, the ability to block out information that is unnecessary and look for specific information that is necessary. Now, this is scanning. We scan newspapers. At the moment, we probably scan the internet a lot, just looking for something specific. Skimming is a different skill, and that's when we're reading for gist, just to get a general feel of something. Once you develop those 2 skills with your students, you can really play with them to scan the text, find something, skim it to check the gist, give them a time limit, make it a race, make it competitive. Kids are always competitive, so it's a really good thing to do there that you can do with the kids. So we hope you enjoy those 2 different areas that we've brought to you today. Graded readers, something that I would like to check with all of you today. Do you know what graded readers are? If you do, please say yes or no in the chat. Really important. Good. We have a yes already. We have some yeses. Great. Really important. Do you currently use any graded readers with your young learners or with your young learners at all? Please, again, yes or no's would be really useful. Great, fantastic. Some no's, some yeses. Great. Now, a graded reader is really critical to develop students' confidence and fun and in pleasure and enjoyment in reading in English, reading in a second language, without having to stop every page to check vocabulary. It kills the ability to read, and it also kills the interest in reading. We don't want to do that. We want to encourage the reading. So get a graded reader, get a page from a graded reader, play with some of the language. It's level specific. So if you have mixed abilities, which we have in our classes, pick a middle range book. The higher level students, you can challenge them to pick out certain words, make it more challenging. And the lower level students, you can help them with some of the different words and vocabulary. So lots of things you can do there. Again, here, parts of speech, a really important one for all of you. We said that there was 9 at the beginning. So we have nouns, adjectives, determiners, adverbs. The British love adverbs. We use them so much. Pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. So lots of different things there that you can play with in parts of speech. So over to Carson, who's going to show you something.
Yeah, so we're just about out of time today for our 5th episode of MLA Talk Time. Today was the wonderful world of words. Once again, this was a suggestion from one of our attendees to talk about some pre-reading exercises and reading during our digital lessons today. So thank you so much for all the suggestions on ways that we can help you provide some little tips and training on how to better prepare your digital lessons. We again encourage all of that feedback. So please continue to send us feedback either through the chat or reply to any of the Talk Time emails, the webinar emails that you've been getting. Let us know more about those topics and suggestions that you would like to see us cover over these next coming weeks. MLA is committed to providing our group leaders and our teachers free EFL teacher training courses over the course of the next weeks here during this unusual and unprecedented time. We hope that everybody is doing well where they are. We have also started to send out our participation certificates. So if you have attended our webinars in the past, or if you're attending today, you will receive an MLA participation certificate that will come to you by email. And hopefully you can turn in that certificate to your school or to your course to get credit for attending this professional development series. We're going to end today with a small video clip, something that I hold really near and dear to my heart, videos that we used to watch when I was in school growing up and starting to learn different parts of speech. So I hope you enjoyed this last video clip today. This is how we're going to end our segment. So before we go over to the video, just want to say thanks again for Tanya for her help today in putting together this beautiful webinar series. And we hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for taking some time for Talk Time. We look forward to seeing you all next week.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. It's a pleasure every week. Thank you.
You've been waiting for conjunction junction.
Conjunction junction, what's your function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses. Conjunction junction, how's that function? I got 3 favorite cards that get most of my job done. Conjunction junction, what's their function? I got and, but, and, or, they'll get you pretty far. And that's an additive, like this and that. But that's sort of the opposite, not this, but that. And then there's or, O-R, when you have a choice like this or that. And but and or get you pretty far. Conjunction junction, what's your function? Hooking up 2 boxcars, making them run right. Milk and honey, bread and butter, peas and rice. Hey, that's nice. Dirty but happy, digging and scratching, losing your shoe and a button or 2. He's poor but honest, sad but true. Conjunction junction, what's your function? Hooking up 2 cards to 1 when you say something like this. Choice, either now or later, or no choice. Neither now nor ever. Hey, that's clever. Eat this or that, grow thin or fat. Never mind, I wouldn't do that. I'm fat enough now. Conjunction junction, what's your function? Hooking up phrases and clauses that balance like out of the frying pan and into the fire. He cut loose the sandbags, but the balloon wouldn't go any higher. Let's go up to the mountains or down to the seas. You should always say thank you, or at least say please. What's your function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses in complex sentences like, in the mornings when I'm usually wide awake, I love to take a walk through the gardens and down by the lake, where I often see a duck and a drink. And I wonder as I walk by just what they'd say if they could speak. Although I know that's an absurd thought.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up cars and making them function.
Conjunction, junction, how's that function?
Like tying up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, junction, watch that function.
I'm gonna get you there if you're very careful.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
I'm going to get you there if you're very careful.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
I'm going to get you there.
All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining in. We look forward to seeing you next week. For now, from all of us, thanks for taking time for Talk Time.
Thanks
Bye
so
now.
much. Bye.